Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another season of ETF2L. It's the Autumn 2023 season, also known as season 46. I still got the numbers on lockdown ever so slightly. It is technically still the first week. We're going to be watching MANDEM versus one of the national French teams we're having this time around, which is 3.5 stars. You can see them having fun already, being all spies and stuff. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. I'm certainly joined by Anti on production and Beater on the microphone. How's it going, buddy?
Really good. I'm enjoying this. I can see these guys are hyped for a new ETF2L season, and so am I. And it's going to be a very interesting season. It's a very evenly matched ETF2L season. I feel like all the top teams kind of took a break, so now we're left with the rest. And all right, Cerny, I don't know. Have you looked at the teams? Are you ready to say your projected winner out loud? Are you ready?
This is the thing. Like, there's a power vacuum to fill, right? Witness aren't playing this season. They've taken a break. Obviously, TF2 have been out for a season or two as well now. There's no clear-cut team at all where I would say they're the top contender right now. Like, maybe you could say MANDEM, but they did place third last season after everybody hyped them up. So they choked a bit, and now they've got a roster change. Maybe Forfence, they were second, but again, there were French teams. The French teams can't win. So it's hard to say.
All right. Honestly... Okay. I'm going to count down from 3, and you're going to say your winner out loud. All right. All
right.
Say all right. 3, 2, 1. MANDEM.
CSG.
All right. Okay.
I want it to be CSG just for the meme, because that would be funny if they actually finally won for once.
All right. Okay.
Havoc. That's what they're called now. They change name every 2 weeks anyway. Mac Am's team. That one. Everybody knows that one.
Yeah, it's the legendary team that's called, we have no idea next week what it's going to be named. But it's very interesting. There's a lot of really good teams this season. There's 2 good French teams. The glorious return of Raph. I can't wait to see how he's doing. Raph was always known as like a super good caller and like mediocre DM compared to like other Prem players, But has he fallen off? It's been a while since he's played any officials. But yeah, word on the street is he's been pretty active.
I did have a look earlier. The last official he played on ETF2L 6s was over 2 years ago, and it was a lower bracket final against Witness. So, they came third that season, I guess, with 3.5 stars. But yeah, that was over 2 years ago. So he hasn't played any officials yet. Obviously, I wouldn't doubt the ability to be warmed up regardless. If you've been pugging a lot, you got the whole French circle jerk and all that going on as well. But if he's on form, this could be an interesting match to watch. If not, I did also just watch MANDEM 5-0 CSG in a pregame scrim, so maybe they're on form. They did have a bit of a roster change, right? They have Inzo out, Nikki coming in on the scout role, and KN leaving the team, and Lardox coming back, the team captain of MANDEM, technically finally actually playing again as well, filling that soldier role. So we'll see how that roster change shakes them up. At least in that pregame scrim, they look pretty dominant. So.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see KN leaving. He's actually on the German team. I did not know he spoke German. Maybe they're going to all speak English, maybe not. Connor's also on that team, but he does speak German. So not sure about that. Maybe I'm going to learn something new about KN, but he's actually still playing in this season. He just decided to leave and join another team. That German team is going to be one of my personal favorites to watch, I think. And just when I look through all the teams, they all look so good to me. So, I picked MANDEM to win the season. I feel like if I just look through some other rosters, I'm going to change my mind in a couple of hours. It's super close.
Yeah, the talent is very spread out across the teams. You don't have a monolithic Witness just consolidating all the best players anymore. Obviously, none of them are playing this season, but still, like, every other team is so evenly spread out. And we already saw it last season. Apart from Witness, every game was very close for the most part, right? Even just last season already. And because a lot of those teams are still around, and you've got a couple of new ones coming in from Div 1. For instance, Barmkov already beat Garda the other day, right? That's something I wasn't expecting. Team that just won D1 last season, suddenly the first match of Prem, they immediately beat Prem mainstay Garda. I mean, Garda aren't necessarily the strongest team, but still, I was surprised by that. That's just not expected.
I was expecting Garda to win, and they lost in a pretty close match. It was like 1-2 and 1-3. So pretty close game, but they managed to win. That's very impressive for them. All right, I'm just going to go through the 3.5 stars roster. There might be some new faces for you guys that haven't been paying attention to the French scenes. We got Patchouli on medic, really good medic. I like him a lot. Really good movement. Got Deli69 really, really good demo man. Basically was good from the moment he joined Prem. He's been good ever since. Very, very good. You have Scar on Soldier. Probably going to be Pocket. No, actually, Raph's probably going to be Pocket. So Scar's going to be on Roamer, I assume. He's mostly played Pocket, but he has played both. Very, very good. I feel like Scar is one of those very underrated soldiers. And then you have Raph, the Pocket soldier we talked about earlier. Really good calls. Mediocre DM, but just has really carried the team through being a really good team leader. Then you have QB on Scout. He's been very, very good, even on Sniper. Then you have Juxta on Scout. And that's probably the biggest question mark for me. He's been playing a lot of Medic. We're actually live here, so I can't waffle around the roster. Week 1 here, these teams, they could both make their names, put their names in the hat for the playoffs here, but we'll see how they work on this first mid.
Yeah, we'll see how much this French team is on form. Lots of talent consolidated. Let's see if they can break the French curse and actually have a really good season, or they'll continue as per usual. As the mid-fight unfolds, soldiers jumping everywhere. Nobody's fallen just yet, though. Hans has managed to slip in far behind onto the enemy lines, and Pat surely finds himself in a rough spot there with Lardox following up on the damage as well, so that's no heals now for the Frenchies, and they are falling like flies just after that. Nicky actually nice little 3K to clean up everybody. QB left as the only survivor, and he will not be grabbing any frags either, so there you go. Quick mid-wipe already for MANDEM.
They're already on last. Fancy's setting up stickies on the spawn door. I think they know about it. Oh, okay. Raph doesn't quite go out there, but they're being binned right now. Very difficult. Delhi actually goes down. That's super, super important. I think they're going to have to, get the Pyro out there. Second point hasn't been capped out yet, but the Frenchies, they're trying their best to get out of this spawn. Now they have an Uber to contend with as well. But yeah, they need to get out here because now the point is being capped out now.
But they are also trying to, they're doing an okay job holding it. However, everybody's in spawn. The only people out were soldiers. They just got picked off, and there you go. MANDEM sees the opportunity. Boulder steps on the cap, caps it out. Quick 1-0 for MANDEM straight off the bat in under 2 minutes. Is that a telltale sign? Let's hope not, for the French fans at least.
Oh yeah, I'd be very disappointed if you just shred them on every mid like that and just roll them over into last. That would be very unlikely. This happens sometimes. I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Winning mid is good. We did see the new addition, Nicky there, is also known as Yeehaw, coming in. Again, Hans, this bomb. Last time he got the medic, now he got the demo man. Immediate advantage right now for MANDEM. I think the Frenchies, they just have to get out of here. 3.5 stars. Oh, that bomb go from Scar. Turns the tide really well. It gets the medic as well.
Wow,
Scar.
Okay. Damn, alright. My man's definitely worked up. That's all it took. Now they just gotta keep it truly alive, and he's having a lot of danger on him already. Nice surf onto the crate. Everybody else gets cleaned up, and there you go. 3.5 stars win the mid. They keep their medic alive as well, which means they're gonna have a fat Uber advantage to take into, well, at least second, potentially last as well. It doesn't look like MANDEM are too keen on really going too far forward. They already got Boulder building a sentry. Nicky's on Sniper, seeing if he can maybe catch somebody through Shutter. And if the Frenchies aren't careful, okay, he doesn't really want to peek himself. He's gonna back off again. Not Hans too keen on that play either.
Hans didn't feel like opening the door and getting detonated on. It's like, nah, you do that yourself, and you know, he didn't want to do that. They're gonna Uber in immediately. They Uber in through the wrong side to get the sentry gun. So the sentry gun is still up. They haven't cleared the point of stickies. This is actually a really slow push here for the Frenchies.
Yeah, they get a lot of cap time with Scout. I think with Structure just kind of edging the point ever so slightly, but the sticks on the point just make it impossible to really commit too much. And now they're into a little bit of a fight here on the last point. Unfortunately, Piggles is about 20% off an Uber, and Frenchies have taken so much damage, they've realized they should probably get the hell out of there and try to somehow hold off this impending MANDEM push out, because you know damn well it is going to happen. They want to retake the second. They have a full Uber waiting. They are also going to eat a little bit of damage in one, while both of these Frenchies are just bombing so much damage onto the combat effect that Piggles is just forced to pop, keep his players alive. Scar does fall for it, but I think one soldier for, well, not an amazing pop.
Oh, that Hans bomb was so good. He just headshot the medic, shot him into the ground, easiest second rocket of his life. That was so clutch there, because that Uber didn't really do a whole lot. It was a really good pop there from Scar, getting it out of them. But yeah, the Hans bomb changes everything, and now everyone's just going to have to scuttle out of their deli. He doesn't want to die, you know, just for nothing. Gets a bit of spam in there onto Pickles. Scares him a little bit, but he's going to regen that in no time at all. So holding on to the second point is very, very difficult. Uber's not quite ready yet, but it's going to be in the back of the line from 3.5 stars players that this Uber, it's about to come in here, right? So you can see how passive they're playing.
They still got the disad as well because of Patchouli dying, so they can't commit too much to this point. They couldn't even force Pickles if they wanted to, considering he still doesn't quite have just yet. He will as they make their way into lobby. He got second capped already as well. There's a lot of aggression out of MANDEM already. They want to take us in as quickly as they can. There's the Uber. They're trying to grab as much ground as they can, but they're not really succeeding in getting any frags. They're just kind of zoning for now. Now the Uber is faded. They're not getting any cap time at all. They're gonna have to win this close fight. Nobody's contending Nicky for so long though. Finally the soldiers come in from MANDEM. They get a couple of frags here and there. Scar QB goes Deli as well. Alright, never mind, they're fighting the frags. It's just Jux and Patchouli left. They do get the Uber off to try and hold on to this point.
Oh, but it's 12 seconds, 30. That's so long to wait for respawners here.
It's not happening. No, it's over. There's no way. You can't do that alone. You spread so thin trying to kill 6 people as a single scout, no matter how invincible you are. Eventually, you're gonna have to leave the point, and there you go. That's the second round from MANDEM.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate Uber timing there. Got Uber right before, or right after all the big beefy classes have died, so it's just one scout. Try and clear everything up, couldn't quite do it. But that's going to be 2-0 right now. That second round was a lot closer, and we've seen both teams having some trouble making it in here in these last pushes.
Well, we'll see if the Frenchies can keep up the pace and actually finally grab some rounds themselves. Starts to trade it out for Lardox early on. Means, well, Patchouli's a little less defended, because a second scout missing means you're going to have more people going for you, and there you go. Hans couldn't finish it, but Nicky can. Now, they got to try to get onto the other side here. They have a few frags. Lardox, Hans, and Nicky are all dead. Piggles is less defended, but still defended enough. Boulder keeping him safe from QB, and the rest of the Frenchies having that no heal thing going on. Not gonna have a rough time really trying to commit too much to this. Scar trying to bomb in, but he won't get much. Gets cratered by Fancy as well, actually. So there you go. That's a one mid fight for MANDEM, but at least it's not an absolute train wreck for the Frenchies this time around.
No, there's going to be Stiggies waiting for them here in second, so it's going to be pretty difficult to make their way in here without popping. They're going to do that first. Actually, Fancy just walks in and choke. It's like, come on in, guys. I got this. And everyone else have just respected him so much. They didn't really contest him at all. Hans does go down to a Stiggy trap, so that's going to make any push slightly less effective here, but looks like they want to go for it anyway.
Yeah, they're keen to just get in deep. They don't even have to use for so long, or much rather they don't keep it on anybody but Boulder for so long. Oh, that's terrible. But they did just cap second, and they already lost 2 players on the side of MANDEM, so this last cap is also not going to be so easy for them, especially with the Frenchies grabbing Boulder there as well. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to commit to this last just yet, and Patchouli has an Uber ready as well, just in case. Matter of fact, if they're keen here and they check their corners, they can easily take second back from MANDEM if they so desired here. Spawners are coming in. Boulder's still going to be up in a little bit longer, and there they go. Through low already, QB and Patchouli. They find Raph on the top end, and nah, they're not going to commit much further here, I think. Or at least not as quickly. Matter of fact, Nicky's on the flank and gets the kill to Deli.
Oh my god.
Just Deli, though.
Yeah, this has already gone pretty wrong already for 3.5 stars. They can't really get out of it. It was great coordination right there from Hans and Lardox, just getting onto Raph. One guy basically fought him, and then the other guy just came in and finished him off from an angle there. Lardox tried to get behind. Hans gets in as well, but both of them gets taken down. Looks like they wanted to just get an Uber Force out of it, but unsuccessfully in doing so. And we have to just have a push out here. Nicky in a lot of trouble. He's gonna die there, and Raph has gone down to a bolt of all things. But they're putting a ton of pressure onto the second point. Piggles could die to anything. He's gonna have to pop.
Interesting. That's a good force to get there. Patchouli not even feeling any danger either. Nobody's chasing. Piggles trying to get close to the medic, but nobody is close. Boulder 2 spread thin on top of the point. Can't really chase the medic, so no force out of Patchouli. Even if he's bleeding some more of his players with Scar going down, he traded out for Hans anyway. And if they can keep Patchouli safe from a Lardox bomb, they should have no problems trying to get even further with this Uber before having to use. That being said, Patchouli finding himself in a lot of danger, has to use here. They do find Fancy and Nicky though, and the rest of MANDEM have hightailed out of there. Lardox stayed behind for just a mere moment as Boulder and Piggles try their best to get out of there alive. But Hans, forward spawn heavy, by the way. I mean, fair enough. He's trying to make it work. I don't think he'll be able to make much work of it, though.
Yeah, sometimes it's going to land a soldier at your feet and you just shred him and kill him, right? So I don't mind him going heavy there. It's pretty normal for a soldier to do a big wall jump in and then just land on that little lip there, because you kind of had 2 players up and you saw both of them, so yeah, you're fine. And then a heavy opens the door and kills you. So, very low risk play to come out here. Pickles has a small advantage. This is usually too small to push on, I would say. But they are posturing as if they want
This is Pickles we're talking about, so he's willing to do it anyway. Fancy goes into the skybox, sends himself in, doesn't even take fall damage, flash just in time. So they are gonna get a lot of ground with this, but they didn't get any frags. Matter of fact, Raph finds Boulder, and there you go, Lardok's cleaned up as well. So it's immediately completely falling apart for MANDEM. They are not getting anything with this. They didn't even get the second cap. Hans gets taken down as well. These Frenchies now have a full Uber. Half the players dead on MANDEM. They're just gonna take this into last straight away. Nicky is on the back cap trying to do it, and nobody's contesting him. There's Uber players on last, but they do get the Uber off the point, and there you go. That's a 1 round just in time for 3.5 stars. 1 more second of Uber on that point, and they wouldn't have been able to cap it. Nicky would have back capped, and it would have been a whole different story.
Yeah, but that shows just why people don't like to push on that kind of small advantage. It's very, very difficult to make work out of process last, and they got punished for it. Maybe a bit too much overconfidence there coming out of MANDEM. Get punished. 2-1. Won the first 2. Now let's hope for them that they don't get rolled back.
It's a dicey early mid there for Daly, almost going down to like 4 HP before being healed. Barely not making it. Teams have rotated sides at this point on this mid. You've got Raph going for a high bomb. There's Scar for a fall off as well. Trying to land on Pickles, doesn't quite get the damage, but Boulder does get taken down. Is a 1 scout worth it for 2 soldiers? Depends on who you ask. Unfortunately, I don't think it is, because now it looks like the Frenchies are going to have to hightail out of there. Jux gets taken out as well, traded out for Hans at the end of the day. Lardok's a lot of damage on him, but he will live, and they're still fighting this. Frenchies and MANDEM both still have their medics. They're still fighting this. Patchouli actually gets his Uber first here, ever so slight. It doesn't matter because they both have now. And Pickles drops to a nice little trap by Deli. All right, there you go. They needed that. That should be the mid 1 now for the Frenchies. Immediately MANDEM trying to get onto Patchouli. Lardok's nice little bomb and gets 1 rocket. Patchouli respects the second one and pops, but he does live for the time being. And if they can catch any more MANDEM players, it'd be good. If they can't, well, at least they got mid.
Yeah, if they didn't pop there, that would have been a great situation. As it is, it's just good. They're going to push in here onto second, get a lot of ground, try to cap it up mid. Actually, Nicky is still trying his best to get another pick. Him going down here, surely that's going to be the call for everyone else to just get back there on for last. 3.5 stars, they're making their comeback right now. It's going to be a tiny Ubrat, but it is going to be a lot easier to push into last with a small Ubrat than it is to push out of it. That's for sure. So I could definitely see them try to dot push it here.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. The faster they are, the less time MANDEM have to really mount the defense. They're gonna have the sentry ready though. They're gonna have a heavy on the high ground as well, so they got the whole bunker going on this last point. So 3.5 stars gotta move fast if they want to make something happen. There comes the Uber through the shutter door, unfortunately. And I'm just gonna use it for zoning. I'm just gonna get a lot of cap time. The stickies are cleared off the point as well. So much cap time already. Anybody just has to stand on that point. As a matter of fact, if MANDEM don't watch out, they would find themselves in trouble. But Frenchies losing Raph is enough for them to just back out of there again, get back to second, and just wait for another attempt here. Because MANDEM may very well get overconfident, even with 1 player up. They still got to get out of last here. Hans tries to bomb in, immediately taken down by the scouts. Lardok tries to follow up, just gets absolutely denied as well. Aerial denial. These soldiers aren't going anywhere, brother. They are sitting down, and there you go. That's another opportunity for Frenchies to get back into last now. Still a lot of cap time on the point. And 2 soldiers now missing means they have a much easier time trying to edge out some more cap time here. If Fancy doesn't have that thing on lockdown, he's going to have trouble. There you go.
Yeah, playing the point there is so good. I actually really like the push 3.5 stars made in there. It's 2-2 now. Really, really nice comeback for them. They were looking kind of dire in the beginning of the map. Like, they basically started out the map by getting, having their face pushed into the toilet and getting swiveled, They were just being absolutely bullied early on, but now they're back fully in this game, and looks like Delhi had a really bad rollout. Just standing and joke waiting for it out.
Well, it happens sometimes. It doesn't matter necessarily if they still win the mid anyway. That being said, you got the MANDEM soldiers serpentine going high. They trade out Juxta for Lardox, and that's it for the time being. As MANDEM rotates, unfortunately, Pickles doesn't quite get out of there and dodges in time for Scar. Picks up that kill. Unfortunately, everybody else on the French team has also died. It's only QB and Raph left against a Fancy on the other side. It is down to the wire. Fancy hits a couple nasty pipes, he could do it. Unfortunately, he's getting juggled out of the door, so that's another 1 mid fight for the Frenchies.
Yeah, he was stuck on the wrong side, so he had to go for some sort of play. He could have just killed himself, but, might as well try to go for the miracle play. Yeah, as you said, you just hit, like, 2 miracle pipes and half of sticky. Yeah, you can actually win that. So that's fine. But it's going to be another mid here for 3.5 stars. They really come after these mids afterward. But, you know, it was a barely their victory. Both teams lost their medics, so they're not going to be able to really play in on the second. Actually, Cube is going to try, but he finds a floor full of stickies. Going to get taken down, and now there's a scout here inside. Okay, I thought Juxta was caught, but he just takes down Nikki anyway. No problem.
Trades out for that at least. Juxta at least doesn't lose those completely. Lordok's trying to bomb in, follow up on that, and pick a little bit, but they're hitting the Knight and Choke as well. These MANDEM players not getting as much for free as they want to. Hans gets in through IT though, manages to get the kill onto Scar, and that opens things up a little bit for these MANDEM players. They're immediately trying to address across this point as well, pushing these French players back. Not really getting exactly what they want. Hans gets taken again. These French scouts are being a nuisance, a thorn in Hans and Lordok's side right now. They are shutting down these soldiers so well. Fancy gets picked off as well, a little overextended, and there you go. MANDEM are back 2 seconds with the tail between their legs.
Yeah, MANDEM, they've been so willing to push in off of the tiny advantages, or even just when it's even. And they've kind of been punished for it here in these situations. We have an Uber exchange going on in Choke. There's just two scouts looking at each other, can't really find any other targets to shoot at. But Scar did go down on the flank while all of this was happening, so there is that one man down, and as I was just saying, MANDEM, they've been really willing to just go in there and just play off of tiny advantage. But it looks like this time around, they're going to take it down a notch, just slow it down, play it slow. It's I kind of like that they just switch up the tempo a little bit right now, because we haven't seen this at all. They've kind of been the ones to go in, play really aggressively, and it hasn't worked out for them these last couple of minutes, so might as well just put the initiative on to 3.5 stars.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is even in terms of Ubers, in terms of score. Everything is pretty even right now, so let the aggressors come in. You got defender's advantage. At least that's what people sometimes talk about when it comes to defending. Usually, you have the positions you can try to make it work. They both have their Ubers, both medics, and Raph tries to initialize a little bit. Juxta actually just slips in from behind, manages to get a lot of damage on the Pickles, and gets the force just by himself. You were casting aspersions on this guy just before we started. There you go. He's pulling his weight more than necessary right now.
I have a great track record of underplaying Scout and saying, oh, this is kind of the guy I don't really trust, and then they turned out to be Ixie, and I was like stupid the entire time, you know? So maybe that's the same for Juxta. I am an idiot. I will admit this. So, so far, at least that seems to be the case. Juxta, great Uber force there. Just snuck his way in while Raph did his best job. Just cause as much attention to be cast onto him as possible, and he did a great job of that. Gotta give him that. Pickles, 90%. I think he should get the Uber.
Yeah, the Frenchies took very long. Obviously, they didn't use their Uber at all, so it's gonna be equal once more. Pickles building like an absolute psychopath as well, but Frenchies are gonna take it in anyway. They lose QB straight away though, and that basically seals it already. He dies so fast that they can't even get any ground. Scar gets taken down as well. The counter Uber from MANDEM tries to smoke out everybody else. They do find Fancy though, even if they lose their own demo. That's a nice consolation. Raph still stays in there, trying to make as much work as he can, and even if he pays with his life, he probably bought just enough time for Juxta and Patchouli to escape here. So they're gonna stay in it. They're gonna have that Uber still to go with, and even if they lose second, they just lick their wounds a little bit. They will be fine probably.
Yeah, the good news right now for MANDEM is that for 3.5 stars, all the players that were alive were hit scan classes and medics. So there's not going to be any sticky traps. There's not going to be a soldier hiding. That gives them just the green light to go in onto mid without really slowing down or anything. They saw both scouts immediately, so they knew there were no hiders around either. So very comfortable push for them in here. Ubers are completely even. Can't really push off of an Uber ad, but you can definitely go for some sort of play. We just saw a really successful one. So let's see if they can do either something better or something similar and get a force out on Patchouli.
Yeah, MANDEM in the driver's seat this time around. They're pushing into second. A very mirrored situation to what we just saw 2 minutes ago, so we'll see how they approach this second push here. They're certainly a lot more methodical about it, a lot slower. Trying to clear out those stickies, making sure they don't get caught by anything. This little splash sticky damage onto Patchouli already as well. Hans has slipped completely in behind. He's just going to be causing a little bit of a distraction here. He does get chased down by QB, taken down immediately, but still, maybe buys a little bit of time for Bola to run in and try and do something. Nope, gets taken down as well. Nikki does find Scar on the flank, though. He lives with 1 HP, matter of fact, and almost gets through as well before QB turns around. and just chips him down. But still, an attempt was made. Now they gotta try to find a way out of this, MANDEM. Pickles is already high out of there. Fancy and Loudux are running for their lives as well, managing to survive with scraps, but yeah, that was very well played by the Frenchies. They take mid basically for free.
Yeah, that was a super good defense there. It was actually an okay play coming in here from MANDEM. It just didn't quite work out. But just the fact that Nicky managed to win something on the duel there, or a duel on the flank, but he couldn't get out, so he had to go back in with 1 HP. It was kind of funny to look at. He almost, if he would have made it behind there, I feel like they would have been completely fine. But he did get snipped out and just taken down by some cross map shot there. But we're back to a situation where it's completely even. Both medics have the Uber's standard classes. I do kind of wonder, I would kind of like to see maybe QB go in and, you know, go for the same kind of suicide. I think Delhi takes down Balder. That's really huge. Never mind what I said. Just do whatever. And, you know, I was thinking QB sniper, but that's not necessary now.
They don't call him carry for nothing. Evidently, he's doing that just right now. Raph already slips in behind as well, gets a nice damage onto Hans. Scars there to try and clean it up, and does do so successfully as QB goes down as the only casualty on the French side for now. And the Uber actually gets forced out of patchouli here. Maybe they see that Piggles is so disconnected. They wanted to try and force him, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like Delhi was going to hit his Nickies there. And that is I don't know why they used it. I guess they were trying to force an exchange, maybe catch Piggles, but Piggles was just being slippery as ever, and now MANDEM's got a full Uber ad. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I think it was just because Patch was behind the wall, he couldn't see anything. So he just assumed that there was that, and he was playing with Delhi and only Delhi. There was no scout or anything next to him, so if Delhi dies, he's just completely screwed. So he had to pop it, you know, if Delhi was about to die and he couldn't tell because he was behind the wall. So yeah, unfortunately that Pickles was also isolated, but Delhi didn't have any stickies loaded, so he couldn't just pop him easily. And Pickles had really good movement. Ra's gonna try to waddle out, no success with that.
Well, yeah, there we go. French is off the back of that mistake, lose 2 points. Now MANDEM back in the driver's seat, trying to take his last immediately. They got the Uber ready on the French side as well, though, so it's going to be a tough one. Snipe out of, I think it was Scar there. That's another little headshot just to slow down MANDEM a little bit. No kill follows with it, but still, Lardoc's in behind as well on that high ground. Hans gets taken down, though. The Uber is popped way early for the French team here. Piggles milks it much more, but they don't have any position. They have Lardoc's behind. Jux has already spotted him, though, so he's not going to be able to do much now. Kubi's trying to chase him out as well, and there you go. That is taken care of, and there you go. And MANDEM now have to try and hold the second somehow with, well, 2 players down, which is going to make it quite difficult, I think. They're gonna struggle a little bit. Yeah, they're already running out of there. They're not having that.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate that it was both the soldiers going down, because soldiers are really good on this second point for spamming out the entrances and making you pop 2 doors. Well, there were no Uber to pop, but it makes it difficult to walk out of the doors, and you have to just at least wait out the spam, if nothing else. But when there's no soldier spam, it just makes it so much easier to push out of those doors. Nice push out here. It is actually a pretty significant Uber ad here on Patch. I don't think he quite realizes how big it is. I think they thought they maybe had 10% Uber ad, something like that. You know, they did pop it slightly earlier, but that should have been all the advantage they had, but they actually had a bit more. We have a jump in. That looks to be just a distraction. No one else really in a position to come in as well. So maybe that was just a little, you know, in World War I when they had the airplanes to just fly in over the enemy lines and not do anything. They had no guns attached. Well, this time around, there are guns attached, and Hunt unable to get any rockets onto Patchouli there.
Unfortunately, those guns weren't very accurate. Hans just couldn't quite hit Patchouli being so slippery, and Nicky gets taken down on the flank as well. So again, MANDEM down 2 players, trying to defend, trying to hold off this French storm they're meeting, and Boulder gets nuked down by Raph and QB, so that's not happening either. Matter of fact, Piggles popped just slightly too late to keep his scout alive there. He just has to run out with the rest of his team, so now they got no Uber. They got a Nicky sniper trying to salvage whatever they can here. If there's an overconfident French player trying to make it into the second early, but yeah, they're looking good, Frenchies. Juxta did die, but he's coming up on spawn right now, and if they don't die to the sniper, if they keep him under lock, and if they make sure that they don't get headshot, they'll be fine. Loudux gets taken down, matter of fact. QB somehow gets that kill. Scar gets taken down by the sticky trap, though, so immediately traded out.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent hold there with with Nicky on the sniper and then Stiggy's on the door that counters the sniper really well. Got a kill out of that. They're gonna go up here. They haven't gotten Pickles yet, but Pickles is just being swarmed even by Medic now. Patchouli somehow tries to get on the pick. Pickles is untouchable. How did no one get onto Pickles? They were trying so hard to kill him and he just danced around it. That was unreal.
That's what he does. He's a survivalist. He's a damn artist in that regard, and he's proven it once more. Has that full Uber in his pocket as well now, and well, the Frenchies are gonna have to try and find a way to somehow respond to this. I haven't seen any off-classes out of them yet either, so this is a point where you could have tried. Unfortunately, they chose not to, and now they gotta basically give up mid for free, and potentially even second, depending on if they can get an early Pickles force or not, which they don't seem to be in a position to do whatsoever right now. They're happy to just have the second point on control. Both soldiers spamming the same door. Lardox goes in for a bomb immediately, has to backpedal fancy, grabs some ground as well, and Raph actually gets taken down. It's not looking good for the Frenchies if they run a whole blast here. Their Uber is still far from complete.
Yeah, 30% to build just yet. Here comes with no sentry gun or anything. There's a heavy in the door. Gets taken down on the spam is too strong. And they're just picking up frags, putting time on the point right now. This is looking great. This is an awesome push. Gully's gonna be the last man standing. He's just gonna, preserve his life for the logs, but there's no saving this point. 3-1 for MANDEM. Great push coming out of them. They just basically steamrolled that Uber advantage all the way through 3 points and captured last.
Yeah, sometimes it just goes like that, almost a full coast to coast, and now they're in the lead with 5 minutes left, so it's starting to get down to the wire a little bit for the French. If they want to keep themselves in this game, they got to put down another rather quick round, and then potentially another one afterwards, so they gotta see what they got. It's been a while since the mid-fight, maybe they've got Rusty, maybe not. The soldiers going high for MANDEM, and they both get taken down without finding anything but a bit of damage on the demo that gets cleaned up by Boulder. That being said, everybody else dies on the other side. Pickles is also gonna be taken down. There goes Fancy. It's only Nicky left, and he doesn't accomplish much either. These Frenchies have this mid on lock. This process is their map.
Yeah, one of the French soldiers pre-fired, place up top where they usually do the big wall jump. He pre-fired that, hit like both MANDEM soldiers. That was absolutely dirty. It just messed them up so hard. I was laughing throughout the entire thing just because of that. And they're going to have this full Uber to roll in onto last. There's a level 1 right now being put up in the door. Should be level 2 by the time the push comes in, but they're actually taking their time. They just want full heals. They know Pickle's not even close to having his own Uber. And they're just going to push in now very, very aggressively. Again, jumping into the wrong side to get this sentry down immediately, but they got a lot of time on the point, and they do get the sentry down.
Yeah, they gotta take care of these other players. So Lardox is the only one they found loose Scar on their own side. Everybody else still rather healthy for MANDEM here. Nicky on the point as the heaviest wolf finally gets taken down. But QB Deli go down. You've lost all of your explosives except Raph, who's trying his absolute best right now to clean up any form of damage. Patchouli as well tries to go for a saw on the point, doesn't quite manage to though, and gets taken down. Didn't quite work that time around, and now MANDEM are back in control, taking back their second, got a full Uber as well. It's looking a bit dire for 3.5 stars.
Yeah, they have 2.5 minutes to actually get the last point, otherwise they just run out of time and lose the map by default. So they can't be too passive overall in this game. They absolutely have to get out of here now, don't get me wrong. And they will have enough time to build another Uber. Oh my god! That was a huge sneaky trap. They should try to come back in now and get this Uber force out because, yeah, there we go. Really nice job. That changed everything. Deli does go down. No one is safe from the sneaky traps, not even Deli, as he will just dead on anyone, but he has done enough damage here. Everyone else is just trying to get out while 3.5 stars just mow forward and everyone is getting picked off. This is such a blessing for them because they have less than 2 minutes to go in and get this last cap to take it into overtime.
Yeah, like this is probably their second last, if not their last Uber attempt that they have to try and take us into last, depending on how quick they do it or fail or whatever, and they can recover, but this is do or die. If they mess this one up, it's probably Jover for them to try and get another point on the closest map.
Spawn?
He's not going to get a shot he wants to though. The Uber's already in play as well for the Frenchies. They're just getting as much ground as they can. Finally some cap time as well. Nobody's trying to pressure the point. Finally MANDEM try to defend a little bit as the scouts get so much point, but it doesn't matter. There's so much time. Patchouli can just clean it up, and there you go. We're back all equal. 3-all.
Crazy. Maybe the French teams are just the kryptonite of this MANDEM team, no matter what their roster is. You know,
Yeah.
that was their main problem last season. There's a minute and 10 seconds. You can absolutely win a round in that amount of time. We basically saw it in round 1 here, so I'm not going to assume it's just over in overtime yet. But yeah, that's very likely right now. Soldiers in the sky, gets onto Pickles, unable to get the second rocket off. 3.5 stars, they're going to have to get out of here. If you keep your medic alive, you're very unlikely to lose in this amount of time. There's 30 seconds left. So Patchouli, I think, yeah, he's just going to walk basically all the way into last, just pop on the point and take it into overtime.
Deli with his cheeky little sticky traps, that one's not going to catch anybody. But they will have to hold this last point for 15 more seconds. Pickles doesn't have Uber yet, but MANDEM just, they know they gotta go. They gotta walk forward, hold W, get onto this point somehow, and somehow cap it in the next 7 seconds. Unfortunately, that's gonna be hard when there's both Ubers in play, and Juxta is invincible on the point as a heavy. Like, you're not gonna do anything, buddy. You're not gonna cap that. It's gonna go into overtime, and we're gonna see a golden cap.
When you have 3 seconds to take out at 450 HP heavy and then cap the point, that's very difficult. You're going to have to shred through that really quickly. Unable to do so. Really nice try there. So it kind of feels like MANDEM has been the better team, or at least the team with the initiative for most of this map. But if they get overconfident or too aggressive, 3.5 stars will absolutely take them down. And 3.5 stars have been ruling these mids in the last half of the map. So I'm not even sure what to expect out of this last golden cap here.
Yeah, that's gonna be the deciding factor. I mean, we've seen 3.5 stars do a very good job of converting mids. Like, not only do they win mids, but they convert them pretty well as well. So for all I know, this could very well just boil down to the Frenchies get a good mid fight and it's over, right? They win the map. Fucking MANDEM goes home with 1 point. Alternatively, MANDEM just stop throwing. they stop losing to French people, which is their national sport apparently. And then suddenly we'll see it go the other way. I could not possibly call how this is going to go right now.
Yeah, like normally in these golden caps, you will say, "Oh, the team that's won the most mids, that's the team you favor," right? But then at the same time, the MANDEM last pushes have been pretty good. They've been pretty consistent and they've been working, whereas 3.5 stars, their last pushes have not been that consistent. It's mostly been off of momentum that they've actually won it. You know, it hasn't been, oh, we have an Uber ad, we're going to push in, we're going to kill everyone, put time on the point and win it easy peasy, right? That hasn't really happened a whole lot for them. So, yeah, if 3.5 stars can win this mid and convert it, like that's how they do it. Whereas if it gets into a longer game where it's back and forth and both teams are going to have their chances to get their last pushes in, then I would definitely favor MANDEM.
We can look at logs real quick, I guess, while we wait for players to get ready. That's not a bad idea. The numbers will tell us everything that we have to, well, know, that we have to think about. Never mind, they're getting ready. Oh, are we getting baited? Okay, we're getting baited. Yeah, all right, well,
baited.
There you go. You've got the numbers. Fancy putting down some mad damage. That's what catches my immediately. But Deli also carrying his team. So the demo's doing work here.
Yeah,
we'll see,
and then QB as well, just absolutely doing work. He's 25 or 11, second highest damage on his team. But yeah, Fancy, he had a lot of damage last season. Looks like he's not stopping that pattern this season either. I'm happy to see it. All right, golden cap mid.
Let's see how that goes for them in this wonderful mid fight. Both teams a little slower. The soldiers just walking past each other in the air. Rap's gonna be first of all. Deli taken down as well. It's going great for MANDEM. Only Juxta and Patchouli left running for their lives. If they can keep this medic alive, they can keep this Uber alive, they certainly have a chance to still hold, but they gotta have the clutchest last hold of their lives. Lardox is already on the chase as well. He was smelling blood, but that was such a fast and clean mid by MANDEM. They just flank around and take down the entire French combo, and, well, now they find themselves trying to push last.
Yeah, 3.5 star tried to push pretty aggressively across the point, and both Hans and Lardox just kind of came in from behind and just shot them in the back. It was really, really aggressively played by them, and it worked out super well. The cleanup was good. Patchouli, however, did get out. It's going to be even Ubers. Lardox in a bit of trouble there. Gets spammed out pretty heavily. He's going to have to go back, lick his wounds, get some arrows, getting healed back up. and then try again, see if they can make something happen here. I want to say Process last is one of those points where it's pretty difficult to get in, to get the Uber Force on the medic. Looks like we have a dispenser going up in this doorway. So actually, when the medic places that close, it can be pretty difficult to get the pop out, but at the same time, if you go in there, you just kind of shoot the wall, and the medic kind of has to pop. As both soldiers will go in there, they spend down the sentry gun successfully, but unable to find Patchouli. And it's like, yeah, now the Frenchies, they're going to move back out here to take down Fancy. That's so good. That means they might actually... Yeah, they could actually take the second point now.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get this Uber out of, I think it was maybe Boulder and Nicky just chasing down Delhi. They do find the counter demo pick, so that's gonna be tough for the Frenchies if they want to actually continue holding on to this. As a matter of fact, they find themselves with only Raph, Patchouli, and Juxta, and Patchouli actually gets forced too, trying to keep his players alive here, so it's not looking that great for the Frenchies immediately. They couldn't quite convert that. They lost their demo on the low ground as well. Maybe they should have gone for the Uber exchange instead. Now, they have to hold last against the full Uber, and these MANDEM players are more than willing to take that in as quickly as they can. Hans just spawning and making his way forward as well. There comes the Uber, trying to get as much ground as they can, trying to get the frags, clearing stickies off the point. They got a heavy as well, but this is in play, but he's not going to be doing that much, and a little bit of cap time already for MANDEM. However, they didn't find that many frags to begin with. They're finally getting them now, but GB still trying his best to buy time on the point. It is not happening, though. And there you go. MANDEM are going to win it in overtime.
Yeah, those last pushes. I was kind of hyping them up in the pregame, and turns out that I was correct to do so. Really nice last push out of them. Gonna take this map. They're gonna get 2 points from this first map. 3.5 stars. They're gonna get 1 point. So hey, that means that Vamco, they're gonna be the #1 team in Prem for a few more days at the very least.
That's something to pride yourself on, right?
Yeah,
newcomer team, and you're like, at least for the first week, you're the best team in Prem.
Yeah,
objectively.
Better than anything I've ever done, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was quite the telling sign. Our next map, I believe, is Snakewater. So, how's that gonna go? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that choice of a Snakewater play here?
Snakewater kind of reminds me of Process in a lot of ways. It's just a little longer. Second point is a little more open. Yeah, I want to say last is a little more difficult to push out of. So I could see the game slow down a little bit. But, I mean, that was super close. It was... I can't say... I want to say MANDEM probably gonna wake up and take this in pretty... Well, not very comfortably, but at the very least, more securely than they did this first map. I think it's going to be something like 3-1 or 4-1, something like that. That's just my feel for
it. Fair enough. I mean, I can't doubt you. They have just won a map, so objectively, at least on Process, they were in the end the better team. But it was such a close toss-up, and again, I don't know anything about how these teams do on these maps. There's a very good chance that MANDEM sucks ass on Snakewater, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they're terrible at this map, and the French is going to 5-0 them. Who knows? Anything can happen. I don't know. If we're going to see the Frenchies stay on form, this could definitely be anybody's game again. If MANDEM don't do these cheeky plays they tried throughout the first half of Process, where they're a bit too confident, a bit too eager to push on a way too small advantage that no reasonable, sane person would normally push off of, then we might be looking at another role for them if they don't do that stuff. If they do that stuff, yeah, we're going to be looking at another close game, I think.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I just looked at the heal stats. This kind of warms my heart. We have a soldier with the most heals on MANDEM. It's Lardox. He took 25% heals.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw that? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess maybe they just know that Nicky and Boulder are so good that they don't need the beam as much. Yeah. Maybe they don't rely on the beam as much. They just go by themselves, you know? I mean, that's what we're looking at. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't possibly tell you how that happened, but that's interesting indeed, yeah?
Yeah. I want to say Nicky actually, he did quite a bit of going in very aggressively and not have it work out on this last map. So I think Snakewater might be a little better for his playstyle just on that part, because there's a lot of areas on Process that are kind of enclosed, you know? like close quarters. You walk around a corner and there could be a soldier there. There's less of that on Snakewater. You have better vision. So, yeah, you can chip people down to a little better degree than you can on process. So, I have a feeling Nicky's going to come after a little bit on this map, which again just kind of supports my prediction of maybe 4-1, 3-1. So,
well, we'll see. What annoys me the most right now is that the teams have switched sides. They switched colors. Now I gotta readjust
Shout out to
myself.
Animation. Don't you love it? Yeah.
I love that they changed sides. Now the French team is on red. Lovely. Why do they do this? Why do players do this? Don't they know that we have a show to run here anyway? It looks like they're actually ready to go. Looks like they wanna play. So let's see how Snakewater is gonna shake out for our players here, for our teams. Let's see if the French team, 3.5 stars, can come back into this match and take home a map, or if they're gonna have to remain on a 1-point Marty and concede this one to MANDEM as well as they head into their first mid-fight. Both of them was making their way forward. Fancy a little bit faster than his counterpart on the other side, but it's not much to write home about. Snakewater takes a while anyway. The demo is always very fast to the mid, and then the rest of the team rolls up like 20 seconds later, but it doesn't matter because nothing happens until the rest of the team is there anyway, and here they go. Soldiers going high. There's a bomb out of Raph trying to land on anything, or just cause a bit of distraction. Scar bombs in instead, gets onto the combo. Quite a lot of damage to the Pickles as well, but nobody there to clean it up just yet, and nobody to follow up on the other side either. MANDEM don't want to follow up just yet. Hans is too low to bomb, and Dardox is as well, so they don't really want to commit to it just yet. Finally, they can. Hans goes in deep, but they've already just scared off these remaining French players. They probably realize they don't have the positioning anymore, so they're just out of there, and they live for the time being.
Oh, what a snipe on Ram from Fancy. Just finds him over the heart with a charge sticky. Beautiful. That's going to definitely open things up here. You have Lardox on the high ground here. He's going to be ready to jump in. Okay. Juxter does get taken down by Hans, though.
Yeah, not caught in the Uber, unfortunately. Patchouli just couldn't quite flash him in time. And now these Freddies have to keep running away. They do find a boulder, and they do maybe slow down this MANDEM force. This wall, this tsunami washing over them right now, but he's still lost second. And even though the Ubers are equal and MANDEM are down a player, I would not be surprised to see them be a lot more aggressive with this. As soon as Boulder comes back, I can see them taking lobby immediately and having a good time with it. That being said, Snakewater, notoriously an easy loss to hold. An easy loss to hold for a very long time. An easy loss to rule with an iron fist, and I wouldn't be surprised if the French want to do exactly that right now, if they are not confident in pushing out.
Yeah, the sentry gun is already going off. His level 2 is being placed in the middle, and this is the Iron Man hold that's so difficult to deal with. You can absolutely, you can go from the bottom, you can spam out the sentry gun, but it is pretty difficult. You have QB on sniper, peeking out. There's no sniper or anything
deep.
From
deep. Yeah. Damn. Okay, he's getting a deep angle. Oh, okay. He just gets a shot into Nicky. All right, fair enough. That's a nice little frag to clean up there. Unfortunately, it looks like Raph is going to die on the low ground. Does actually trade off offensive. Another shot rung off onto Hans as well. QB's hitting his shots. He seems to have got the Asian conflict, perhaps.
Oh no! Oh, right. But Julie just somehow ends up standing right next to Lardox. Unfortunate for him, but luckily Pickles did get forced here as well. He's going to be kind of shepherded out by his 2 scouts. They're kind of posturing like they want to actually fight this. This second point is not really a place where you want to stand and cap it out when you're in a fight. Nice survey for Patchouli once again. But the second point, it has been defended, and Raph, he is just caught out here. He's going to have to jump at some point.
Oh, no, he lives. He just gets arrowed and he's fine. Scar, in the meantime, caused a bit of a distraction. And, well, he pays with his life instead, as does Juxta, but I suppose Raph lives, and if you're trying to make a hierarchy on who's more valuable here, I think that's going to make... First of all, it's going to offend people, but also, perhaps that's what they were going for. Either way, they now have to hold last. They have a slight Uber descent. They're going to have the players up in time, though. There's no way MANDEM can take enough ground quickly enough, even with Scar spawning in, like, 3 more seconds. He's going to be there by the time it matters, and... Well, he's actually going to be on the sniper, trying to ring off a nice little cheeky shot. They're going to just trade out Juxta for Nicky, which, is an equal trade, all things considered. Lardox for QB as well, and there's a bit of cap time on the last point.
Now, down for Chewie. He managed to get Uber in time. Oh my god. So, there's an Uber now here on last. We have players jumping around. They are putting time on the point. It's going to force players into them. He's going to corral them in there. It's going to be enough. Man, he's getting Patchouli there at the very moment before he got his own Uber. That is really heartbreaking. And just another really nice that was like a dot push, right? Kind of. It was just a lot of pressure right before the Ubers came into play. And yeah, we've seen this not work out for MANDEM a whole lot, but this time around it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, let's see if they can keep that up, or if this is a repeat of last map and the Frenchies lose the first round as a false confidence creator for MANDEM, and now they swing back with a round of their own as the next mid unfolds before us. And teams just kind of feeling each other out right now, not really wanting to commit too much just yet. Soldiers waiting for the right moment to bomb, and all the usual stuff. Spam being sent across the point, scouts fighting on top, Lardox taking some high ground now, Raf trying to immediately contest it as well, and nobody dying on this mid-fight just yet. Matter of fact, these medics are going to get Ubers before that happens. Patchouli already has his, Biggles is close as well, and if they're willing to take this to an Uber mid-fight, then so be it. And as it stands, that might mirror what they're doing. Like, Frenchies are taking a lot of ground now. Juxta does go down, though. There goes QB as well. Immediately it falls apart. Nikki cleans up these scouts like they're nothing. And there you go. The force is out on Patchouli as well, so it has crumbled very quickly. Patchouli gets juggled into Hans as his Uber fades. Oh no, it is a disaster.
What a surf.
Oh my god, and he follows him up onto the pipe as well. Patchouli going from doing the best possible medic play to still dying for it anyway. But it doesn't matter because Scar is in for Piggles anyway.
Man,
right.
It's a bad day to be a medic on these mids. This is a crazy long mid as well. Juxta, he was the first person to die on mid, by the way. Looks like he's going to end up being the one to cap this out. That is a weird mid. But eventually, $3.5 are going to end out on top through a series of events that I don't entirely understand. And now they're going to be moving into grass area. I think they'll find there's a real iron wall there that they can't really make their way through. Scar, he's in deep. Surely he's gonna die.
Okay. Well, they trade him out for Lardox though, so it's not a complete loss. Juxta finds Hans on the flank as well, and Fancy's been taken down. So actually, things are looking pretty damn good for the Frenchies here. Raph might get saying nope, he trades for Nikki at the very least. It's only Balder and Piggles left trying to make their way to last here, as they're still down about 20% on the Uber as well. And Patchouli is rearing to use this thing to cap out the point. They do get a spawning Lardox at the very least, but Uber spot for the Frenchies. There's so much cap time already. They can't possibly contend that point. The scouts, QB mainly, just shutting down anybody trying to drop down. And there you go. It's 1-0.
What's the opposite of the caster's curse? Because they just did exactly what you said. Like, basically, right? They just did exactly what you said, down to the very small details.
Maybe I'm jacked into the French brains. I don't know.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. You're basically French. No one's going to take offense to that, right?
Yeah, totally. Depending on which time period of history you look at. Anyway, next mid fight. It's 1-0. Still got plenty of time left for these teams as well. And they're feeling each other out again once more. We could see a repeat of last mid if these teams want to take it slow again. Nikki takes some initiative, runs across the point, haunts and Lardox, so bomb in deep as well, trying to get on Patchouli. They do land quite a lot of damage, and Fancy cleans it up. There you go. The collapse onto the French team is here, and Raph gets taken down as well. It's only Scar and Juxta left, and, well, Former is hiding behind a corner and Saw, and if he manages to catch somebody, which is probably not happening if these MANDEM players are smart, and they look into that corner, which they don't. Oh no! He gets away with it too! Oh my god! He is really just playing spy. What the hell was that?
Like, nobody does this outside of mid. I don't understand. That doesn't work, right? You just always check your corners. Right? That's what you learn in middle school as well.
I don't know what I just witnessed, but that shouldn't have happened. Either way, Frenchies are back in control immediately off the back of that. Patchouli's going to have a bit of an ad to work with, and they retake their second. Matter of fact, if they want to, if MANDEM's too confident, they could very well.
Alright, Lardox is in.
Nope, he's not getting anything done. Hans is in as well, gets a lot of damage onto Patchouli, but Patchouli still just hangs on, hiding, cowering behind the crates. Manages to get out of harm's way though. He's gonna be fine, and they kept them safe just like that. And there you go. Now MANDEM have to be on the back foot here. There's not much they can do to contest this. If they manage to somehow get an early force out of Patchouli on the next point, they could salvage this, but otherwise they gotta wait for Ubers, wait for, you know, equals and stuff like that, and well, they gotta hold second, which is not necessarily the easiest thing to do if the French players play well. If Scar continues to do the magic he's been doing so far, then perhaps this could be a done deal already, even if the Ubers are equal.
I wouldn't be too surprised to see Scar actually do some magic, as in he's gonna jump in and die. It's gonna look really stupid, and then he's gonna go for a banner, because that's something I've seen Scar do on this map before. And I can't quite remember what team he was playing for that beat a much better team, but they just basically did it with, with banners on this map in this very position. So there you go, he died, and we'll see if I'm a profit or not. As we do have Hart trying to maybe come in here and see if he can find an opening to go in himself. Looks like he's not quite going to be able to. He's just going to stick to Kit and get out of there. Alright, Scar, what are you up to?
What's my man cooking? What is he cooking? Does he have a banner up? He's thinking about it. I think
he's opening a door. Maybe QB Sniper. Oh, he is on banner. There we go.
He is on Conch and QB Sniper. They're doing the double whammy actually. The double gimmicks. All right, we'll see how this one goes for them. Certainly going to be a way to break the stalemate. Again, it's 1-0. We're about 10 minutes done with the map now, and the QB and a Scar banner combo may very well do something here with that sniper. He's hit some shots already. If he can just pick somebody off here already, that could open things up a little bit for Scar to get some damage done, get that banner going, and God knows what could happen out the tail end of that. They seem to be aware of the sniper already, because QB's taking quite a lot of damage, so they know not to peek the sidelines now. They know where to stand, and yeah, they're even trying to spam him out a little bit, so they're not gonna let him get those headshots for free.
If any of you are having trouble with like holding your bladder, now it's time to go for a pee, maybe get something to drink, because they're about to slow it way down here. Scar, he's just going to be spamming out, trying his best to get as much damage done as he can. He actually just got 118 damage there from some spam. He's actually doing a lot of really nice damage. He just slowly built his conch, and even the fact that he's being pushed right now is kind of nice for him. His counter aggression onto him. I don't know if MANDEM realize that he's on the conch, because if they realize, I don't think they would be quite as happy to engage with him.
Yeah, well, if they know though, then well, maybe they'll figure it out soon enough. QB's still trying to get those shots off on something. Nicky's just Nicky of all people is the one shutting him down in the window, which is quite funny to me. But all it takes is QB to hit a lucky headshot, and that is immediately over. So. Still gotta be a bit careful in that situation. QB just keeps trying. Keep throwing yourself at it. There's the stickies on window as well. They know that's the exact spot he's always gonna be, so they're shutting it down as best they can. As Ponce gets skyboxed outside of Saw, and not much comes off of it, matter of fact, but still, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, alright, Antimation, can you tell me what the percentage on Scar's banner? 100%, alright, okay, it's fully built, I thought so. He's done a lot of damage. So now the question is just how are they gonna use this?
The classic way you usually see people use it is to go for an exchange, maybe just set QB for a hero shot. Vicky does get taken down anyway, so you might as well, right? Go for an exchange now, and then after the exchange you use the conch to get a little bit of a better repush, if you come out on top of it, obviously. So perhaps that's what they're going to do. Perhaps they're just going to use it during the Uber to give themselves a bit more speed, to get more positions. Matter of fact, he pops it right now, and there comes the Uber as well. Probably didn't want to use it. Hans does get that force off, but they do force it out of Pickles as well with a lot of damage onto him. So now the conch is ready. The Ubers have been exchanged. This is exactly what was going to happen. There they come through Saw with the conch in tow. Pickles is in a lot of danger right now. Scar is not hitting his rockets though. Just barely manages to live, and nobody else was anywhere near any MANDEM players either.
Wow, I've never seen a worse post-patch release. Just actually gonna have to kill himself. He's just stranded alone. That was a disastrous push. So, like, Fancy's even gonna be able to go to spawn here and just lock it out. So no one's even gonna be able to go forward here. They're gonna cap mid, gonna cap second, make their way all the way into last. They might even have Kachuru for last here. Kachuru was the last person to die as well. This is not a fun time. They're just not capping it out. They're just being annoying.
Taking your sweet time. Nicky left to cap the point as the rest of MANDEM make their way into lobby. Trying to immediately mount a push for this shutter, perhaps. I mean, everybody's bunched up. They're all ready, getting healed up, and good to go. It's going to be on the Frenchies to summon holders. They already got a level 2. And they got an engineer ready to switch off, perhaps. They got QB on the sniper as well. Maybe see if we can catch somebody who is not currently flashing and invincible, but they're gonna have to wait until that Uber fades. Now that it has faded, there's no captain for MANDEM at all so far. They haven't gotten any frags either. They just got positions on the left side of this last point. Right side if you're defending, I suppose. They finally get some cap time, but they have to actually get the French players on the point to block, which they didn't. The Heavy was doing damage, killing people maybe, but he wasn't on the point, so yeah.
Yeah, there was just one little Boston boy on the point. Didn't quite notice it in time. Couldn't deal with him. Just stood in the corner, hung out, chilled, listened to some music, capped it out. Good job by him. Nicky just capped it out. Very well done. 2-1 in favor of MANDEM.
Still could be anybody's game. It's certainly been closer than it has, well, normally any right to be. And with half of the map time left, it certainly still could anything could happen basically. So we'll see how this mid fight goes. Teams are being a little bit more aggressive. Hans is already well in behind, and it doesn't seem like anybody's completely aware of it whatsoever. They're completely unaware of it. In fact, he's gonna spam down these players on the high ground. Scar is dead already. There goes Lardox and Hans on the other side though. So they didn't actually trade out all that poorly. Matter of fact, they found 2 soldiers for 1 at the end of the day somehow, some way. Hans couldn't quite work his magic. Nicky can't slip in behind either, and there you go. The Frenchies win the mid.
Yeah, I didn't quite like how passive they were in this mid. I kind of feel like the last couple of mids we've seen MANDEM be much more aggressively pushing aggressively across the point, surrounded by or supported by their soldiers, and then they just eventually end up getting so much space that they win it out. Oh my god, they're just gonna let Deli die. They're just gonna let Deli die for the full Ugrad. That is a decision for sure.
Raf too. Raf as well, maybe trying to buy a little bit more time, you know, feeding himself as an
Scar's on
offering.
spy on Ugrad. They're not gonna expect this. This is kind of stupid.
Actually, yeah, he's already so far behind as well. He's gonna drop
stupid
down
and smart.
directly behind Pickles as well. Oh my god, they're not ready for this. Surely not. Oh well, there's a problem now. He's in the wrong position. Oh no! They got forced as well, by the way. Patchouli got forced and all that, so it's a disaster. The spy play just did not work out. The chaos play. Nicky's on the medic now. Doesn't get the damage he wants to do. Matter of fact, though, he just hits a nice little pipe. Ball gets taken down as well, and they somehow still hang on. As a matter of fact, there's a back cap going on. I completely forgot about that part. Scar and Juxta almost get the cap on second here. Scar finally dies, but we will still fight the entire time. And they get the point. There you go. All right, Juxta, get the hell out of there, brother. You have no business being there still. Jeez.
That was such a chaos play. I don't even understand. Yeah. I don't quite like Pickles has the Ugrad, but they're on second. Is not that big of an ad. There's 2 players here on the flank. They're going to go in for a play. Raph goes down. I don't know why he was being that aggressive. Pickles gets another kill. I feel like he's gotten like 3 kills so far on this map. Maybe I'm just wrong. But this is such a weird game right now. It is just falling apart. 3.5 stars. They're being weird, very aggressive, and right now they're being forced back to last.
Yeah, they gotta pay for their sins, which was in this case, I guess, overextending their soldiers. And well, now they gotta hold last as repentance or something like that, as punishment. And well, we'll have to see how MANDEM try to approach this. They've done an okay job converting these pushes this time around. However, Patchouli does have a full Uber to respond with as well, so it's gonna be a bit of a tighter hold here for the Frenchies, perhaps. However, anytime they have found themselves on this last point, they've also, well, beefed the hold a little bit. Hans gets in deep, does a lot of damage, but Patchouli's well out of harm's way immediately. Like a slippery little eel, and he's not gonna be tasting anything. The sentry going down is the worst thing for the Frenchies on that one. However, Scar has to work his magic on the other side, and he does not accomplish that either. So we're back to just a big old reset.
Yeah, good try. Kind of works out pretty well here. Let's see. Hans, he's just on gunboats. I was kind of expecting maybe some booties action where you can't get pushed around, but no. Maybe we'll see that later if they get desperate. The sentry gun has a lot of knockback, so it makes it very difficult to actually jump in, even if you ignore all the damage you take from the jokes. But if you put on the man trench, you don't get knockback in the same way. That definitely is worth keeping in mind if some soldiers see that in QB. He's having fun sniping the stickies. Let's see if he can go aggressive again. Actually, they take down the sentry gun. But fancy. Gets taken down.
Yeah, goes aggressive immediately. Just quick little peek onto Fancy there. Takes him out. That should open things up a little bit for the Frenchies here. They immediately try to take some ground in lobby. Another headshot rung off by QB as well to force. I think it was Hans back there. So yeah, they're just gonna keep up the pressure here. Raph actually so far forward as well. They know they can't push out of this. They know they don't have the numbers now, but it doesn't matter because QB just creates the numbers. He hits the shots. And there you go, Balder taken down. Now you just give him even more angles. You gotta take care of let the sniper take care of the stickies. Don't have anybody else. Let the guy that has like the slow one-shot rifle do it. Yeah, no problem.
yeah. don't have. Well, I mean, I guess there is no scout to help him out, so. This is why you should use shotgun on soldier, you know, so your sniper doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's just a true fact. Absolutely.
This guy gets it. Anyway, after all that, they still didn't manage to mount a push into second or anything like that. Hans gets shredded by a sentry in lower before going to the respawn queue, and Lardox trades himself out for a soldier. So, if you're asking how the MANDEM soldiers are doing, I don't think they're in a good spot right now. They're trying a lot, and they're not managing anything. Scar, unfortunately, though, couldn't quite defeat Nikki either, so he's going to be in the respawn queue just as much, and, well, it's no soldiers for either side.
Alright, Hans is kind of standing in... Oh, he's on heavy. This is weird. This is spicy.
Oh.
That's not
Okay.
normal.
Okay. Oh, they're actually gonna Uber in. All right, they're trying to take down the sentry with the Uber out of MANDEM. Obviously, there's a counter pop out of Patchouli just because of the damage he was dealt. But are they actually gonna be able to clean up any MANDEM players because they're just kind of flying around like mosquitoes, being a little bit of a nuisance. Boulder does get taken down, but that's
they want to make them push into the heavy.
Fancy as well. They find
This
fancy
is
as well.
devious.
Yeah, but is the heavy actually gonna do anything? He's got so much damage on him already. There's no heals on him whatsoever either. There you go. He gets taken down. He got one frag, and that's it. One frag.
Look, it was creative or something. All right.
You could have done that as soldier as well. You could have bombed something. I like the creativity. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been nearly as fun. You have to admit. You know, just heavy sitting in a corner, everyone walks into him, he mows them down. Come on, you gotta think big. That's your problem. You weren't thinking big enough. Lardox goes down, nice fight with Delhi. Hans will go down as well. All soldier aggression has now been neutered. 3.5 stars. I think they're about ready to move in here and take this midpoint. No problem.
Yep, they're doing a magnificent job at it. They've got a bit of an Uber ad as well. Probably not much that they would want to work off of, at least given how conservative Patchouli has been so far with the Uber. So I doubt they're going to do much off of this. They're just going to hope for the even Uber exchange. But they will take second off the back of it as well. And they will have to try and mount a last push as MANDEM scramble to set up a bit of a defense. They haven't bothered with a sentry just yet. They're finally gonna. And they know that well, the even Ubers buys them a little bit of time. But if Frenchies are fast here, they can take that sentry down immediately, get it out of the way. Matter of fact, Scar just tries to bomb himself in as Boulder mows him down on the Putus, so that's not gonna happen, but it was a worthwhile
do you think that's just a QB go sniper again type of play? Maybe even go banner type of play as well?
And maybe it works better on last than it did on second last time for them at least, so who knows, it's a possibility. I don't see QB walking back, and I don't see Scar spawning on the banner either, though, so they're just gonna...
Oh, no, Delhi goes down.
Oh. Alright, and so does Raph for that matter. They're just being laid down, there you go. In the meantime, MANDEM are pushing out onto second. Would you look at that? They've actually gotten themselves quite a nice situation here now. With Dilly down, they don't have to worry about stickies at all, which has been quite a thorn for them so far. And they're actually going to get the Uber out of Patchouli here. It's going to be an exchange. It's going to be slightly better for Pickles, but he does have to flash a lot more. So, in the end, it does come out to equal, and Frenchies still hang on to second.
Yeah, that was a nice little loop-de-loop there by QB, just making sure that Pickles has to run around just healing people. Can't really be aggressive with it. So that's going to be that. They're just slowly taking it in. Yeah, it looks like QB's going to go sniper again. Scars on banner. We're running it back here, Cerny. This never doesn't work twice in a row, you know?
They will never expect it again. They would never. It's impossible. Obviously, it'll work this time. They'll smoke him this time. Easily. Easily. Cube is going to hit the craziest headshot that you've ever seen right here. Next one for sure. Except they know he's there now, so...
This is the shot. Okay, I actually kind of like the setup where you have a sniper and then you have a banner soldier, because snipers are going to pull players into the choke to deal with them, and then Scar can do a spam wall with them, right? So that's an easy way to build the banner. That just makes sense to me. Actually, he's doing it in lower as well. That works out as well. Again, I don't know if they realize that he has a banner, because once you know there's a soldier that has a banner, you don't really go close and try to spam them.
Oh, well, they do take down the sniper and QB though, so... Yeah, well, they've given themselves that. Unfortunately, QB didn't quite get the support he needed there, gets taken down, and they definitely know Star's got a banner now. They can see the heals popping up on him, they can look at his back and see the wooden crate that he's carrying, but still, he's rather close to his contra already, 2/3 of the way there almost, so I would argue that is still going to be in play anyway, and Boulder has decided to pick up the rifle on the defensive side here now, seeing if he can recreate the glory that QB has done so far for the Frenchies. Unfortunately, doesn't quite hit that shot there, and now he has to back off, be a little bit more passive again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But, you know, it's a pretty well-known fact that the best counter to sniper is another sniper. And Scar, surely he has the banner now, he just did so much damage. It is very close if he doesn't have it. I don't know if you can tell in yours. Okay, he does have it. All right. So now it's just a matter of how do you deal with his Uber? Do you do anything with your sniper? Things could get kind of awkward. There's also only a minute and 50 before the round resets. So, yeah, you have all the pieces in place. Now it's just a matter of how does this play out.
I still got my eyes on QB here. He has been the more consistent sniper so far. I mean, he's also the one that's played it most, but he has been hitting shots when it matters, and all he needs is one good shot. One good shot here is all it takes. One good frag. Maybe even just taking down Boulder as a duelist for the first thing.
Yeah.
Could
he's going.
Okay.
That
He
would have
gets
been
launched
insane.
in by the stickies. That would have been an insane shot. If that that would have probably been one we talked about for decades. If that had happened.
Yeah, I like Cuban's chat. Imagine.
Imagine. Even he knows that. That would have been crazy.
Yeah. All right. Oh, also, people in chat were questioning why the battalion, why the Conqueror, why not the battalion? Well, we banned the battalion. That's why. So
Yeah,
Conch is the second best. I actually kind of like the buff banner the most. It doesn't have any passive effect at all, and it takes a long time to build. But the mini crits are just so insane. You know, if you can actually manage to build it. And so far, Scar's been really good at building it. So I would kind of like to see them go for.
It would be funny. It would be funny, like if they could run an Uber and effectively a mini crits at the same time. That would be kind of something. That being said, it's going to be an Uber exchange. The Frenchies have realized, wait a second, there's 30 seconds left. We got to make something happen. So here they are, trying to go for an exchange on last. Unfortunately, QB is going to be the first and only casualty. There you go. Dirks as well. A little bit of cap time he tries to put down. He's been that's been his thing, to just hold W onto the point. Unfortunately, that didn't happen that time or work that time, and it looks like if you're MANDEM here, you're probably content with going for the round reset as well. As yep, there you go. Still 2-1, but we've got about 4 minutes left, and Frenchie's got to put something on the board now.
Yeah, it's an opportunity wasted, that's for sure. When you have that much time to push into last, make something happen, and it doesn't, that feels bad, that's for sure. But, yeah, I kind of want to see these mid fights. So last time around, Frenchies did win it, but I would honestly like to see them play more aggressively, because whenever MANDEM plays really aggressively with the soldiers, where they just basically land on their head, they tend to win those for MANDEM. So, yeah, let's see what the Frenchies do here.
Yep. Hans is in deep immediately, goes high, gets a one little rocket onto Juxta, who craters, and well, he lived for now. Nicky slipped in behind as well, and Scar gets taken down, so it's already looking like a pretty good mid for MANDEM. Matter of fact, it's only QB and Raph left, and they're trying their best to get onto Piggles, but QB has to settle on just backpedaling, cleaning up some stragglers, trying to chase him down before he realizes, wait a minute, that's an entire team that I'm going up against, and even Fancy shuts him down, so there you go. They wipe the floor with the Frenchies on mid, and unfortunately, if you're a Frenchie fan here, this is going to require a miracle if they want to keep themselves on this map now.
Yeah, 3.5 stars. They play this really passive mid, and it just seems like if the soldiers are there very aggressively and they don't immediately kill them or force them to go way behind, then they just lose to the aggression. And so I would kind of like to see 3.5 stars just be more aggressive on mid to just take it into MANDEM as well on their own. But we have an Uber going in here to last. Second obviously got cap out, and they Uber in on the wrong side, so to speak. So the sentry gun's going to survive a little longer than normal, but it is still this time where, like, you see Baldur wants to go onto the point, but he actually got sticky trap. Soldier in the skybox, unable to get onto the medic. This is a hold.
They got Lardox as well. This is they need the coast to coast now. If you are 3.5 stars, you have to have the most insane next like 2 minutes of TF2 of your life if you want to be able to take this coast to coast right now, because MANDEM are not going to give it up for free. They didn't lose that last push too badly, and they've got a bit of a defense mounted on mid now. They got Boulder sniping from the forward spawn as well, ready to catch off anybody who is not ready. Unfortunately, he won't be able to, so they've dealt with that threat, but they gotta keep it going. The Uber advantage has faded once more. Piggles built like a psycho once more, and, well, they're ready to hold this second now, which is where things are gonna start slowing down for 3.5 stars unless they manage to work miracles. Hans getting taken down could certainly help them a little bit. They do lose QB and Raph on their own side. Matter of fact, Juxta too. It's not looking good. Deli joined to stand his ground against 4 players. Somehow does for way longer than I would have expected him to, but still dies.
Scar goes for the hero play. He's gonna need to kill everyone. All right, he got Piggles.
All right.
He dropped it. That's good. That's good.
Alright, the Scar works his magic once more. There you go. Now he's gonna keep Patchouli alive, which is the harder part on the other side. Now, please, for the love of God, keep Patchouli alive. Please, if you're 3.5 stars and you want to win. You got 45 seconds. Oh, you didn't? Okay, you did lose mid, but you got to recap that. You got 40 seconds. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. It's possible.
Yeah, Fancy died. That's really huge. No sneaky trap. You can just walk in. Just keep on running. There might be a sniper in forward spawn, but you can't really deal with that. Just go in. Just run in. Really aggressively here. This could actually happen. Eagles
need to be so fast.
Even close. Yeah, they need to just get on this point super fast and then just get in there. Looks like they are just running in. Boulders on Sniper. Can he get some big? No, he cannot. So now there's Uber at the door. Lardox goes down. There's a scout on the point. They got this.
Surely. 10 more seconds. Come on. There's no way MANDEM holds this, right? There's so much on the point. Boulder has a heavy. They can't do it. Let's go!
They do it again.
We're going to another golden cap, baby.
It's just every single time they just come back here. They just can't stop them.
Unbelievable.
French teams are too powerful for MANDEM to cleanly take out.
Wow, incredible. First of all, let's mention this as well. 3.5 stars have already spoiled any chances of MANDEM trying for another perfect season because they already took a point off of them anyway. So now they've taken 2 points of MANDEM already. So MANDEM, they've already lost their attempt at a perfect season in the first week. So they're not having that. In case that was ever something you were going to go for again, as like last season. But still, they actually have a chance to take another point off of them as well if they win here, which is certainly plausible. They have shown themselves capable. There's also some logs. Would you look at that? Wowie.
Wowie. Let me get these up. All right, so Fancy once again does a crap ton of damage. No surprise.
That's kind of what he does. That's just his thing, I guess.
Yeah, Scar has a ton of damage. And I think I kind of expect him to have quite a lot of heals as well. He has the fewest amount of heals. All right, that makes no sense since he had a banner and build with that. I figured, he's just getting tank building with banner and all that, but no, he just did that on his own. No real heals necessary. That's very interesting. Looks like Niggy did have a better map this time around. Not that much damage, but 17 for 9. That's definitely better than on the last map, where I don't even think he was positive.
Meanwhile, Hans was having a rough game instead. Just not really getting much done. Huh?
That's some Romer stats right there.
9 and 21, Romer baby. All right, I guess he's just not getting the free roam that he was having last season, or that he would like, unfortunately. But there you go. Unfortunately, this time around, we don't have Raft getting top heals. Not Raft, sorry. It was fucking... Lardox again, actually, top heals again.
Hey, 27. It's even worse.
What the hell? And I got it twisted because the color switch. Yeah, like, Lardox top heals again on MANDEM. They're playing some, like, pocket-centric strategy here, and I don't know. I mean, it seems to be working okay.
Snakewater, of all maps. I can understand on Gollywash or something, something compact where soldiers can actually get places, but Snakewater, like if a soldier does a big jump, medic can't catch up to him at all. so I don't understand. Basically, I don't understand this anymore.
Maybe that's why they're struggling against 3.5 stars right now. Like you reckon if they switch to the more classical scout centric, strategy that you would expect on the combo. If you went for that strategy, you think they would do better against 3.5 stars right now, or do you think that the Lardox centric combo isn't the problem?
I don't want to say that's the problem. I haven't really noticed it, so I think it's probably fine. Maybe it's something you could refine during the season, where to make it make more sense or less sense. I don't know. It hasn't really affected it a whole lot. I don't think that's been the problem, at least. But that's not why they've lost or won. It's just the way they've played. I haven't noticed it much. But I'm kind of curious what chat. I want to chat to type in chat, what team do you think is going to win this season? Because I kind of want to know. Currently, MANDEM sort of struggling. That's the team I called out to win. But I want to know, like, who does chat think is going to win this season? Because chat is always right.
Yeah, obviously. There's always one wise guy in chat that knows everything. Yes, I mean, large numbers, if there's enough people guessing, somebody's going to get it exactly right. So as long as enough people guess, then anything can happen. That being said, what do you think about this golden cap? As the teams seem to have readied up and are ready to go, who's taking it?
I think once again, I think it's going to just be a carbon copy of what we saw last map. I think we're going to see MANDEM win another mid and then get a slow, dirty push into last and somehow win it. And I definitely want to see 3.5 stars be more aggressive on this mid because so far, when they play passive, they can't deal with the soldier aggression.
Yeah, they did a lot better on the ones where they were a little bit more, showing a little bit more initiative. That being said, neither team really doing it. Finally, Hans and Lardox decide to do exactly that, show initiative, try to bomb in. This time, however, it looks like Frenchies were ready for it. They at least take a lot longer to succumb to the bombs here. They do lose both their soldiers on the other side in the meantime, but fine, Hans and Nikki. Lardox obviously stayed out of it, but still, numbers are equal. Not quite in terms of the damage output, but still, Patchouli also building way faster than Piggles here. Actually has his uber ready. Piggles still nowhere near and gets taken down for it. There you go. It's only Fancy, Lardox, and Boulder left trying to salvage whatever they can, as Patchouli tries his best to stay alive and keep his team alive as well, which he's doing an okay job of right now.
Yeah, Boulder tried to just power into them, but unable to get onto them. So currently the way it is right now is the 3.5 stars, they have their medic, they have some players with them, but they aren't able to really get in onto middle just yet. They need to play it slow, and they're going to do just that. Eventually they are going to just force them out. They never lost mid, so a pretty long mid fight right here, but that will eventually go to 3.5 stars, and they're going to have their medic with a sizable uber advantage. Their Piggles currently building up here on the bats.
Trying his best to catch up, but it's got a lot of distance to cover, so if these 3.5 star players want to move fast enough, we could very well be seeing them trying to take this Uber all the way to last, and that's exactly what they're looking to do. It's going to be on MANDEM to hold this in, well, a situation where the odds are very much stacked against you. You're finally getting close to your Uber, you still got 20% to go, and Piggles is building as fast as he can, but these French players move fast enough, they can certainly throw a wrench in there. Unfortunately, they aren't. And they get shut down by a level 1 sentry and a boulder on the right side, so both of the soldiers are now dead, and that's gonna slow things down significantly.
Yeah, that's another opportunity lost here for the Frenchies. This is the second time where they're unable to really get a good last push going. The last time it was so slow, it just fizzled out for them, and we got a round reset here. All right, let's see if Boulder can do QB1 better. Alright.
When it matters the most, when it's the most important, the most clutch moments that could possibly matter in the golden cap, is he gonna hit the shot that matters? Is he gonna get the kill that will turn this game around for MANDEM again? Because right now is well, they're not looking that strong. They are losing this so far. They could very well go for a round reset in a golden cap. It's been done before. Oh, there's a QB trying to run in.
Yeah, we got Scar actually trying to make his way in.
That's probably why QB just ran in like that. Cause a bit of a distraction, make a bit of room. They already have a pyro spy checking though. Boulder knew. He knew there was a spy coming. He's immediately spy checking, and Scar, well, he's in a position that nobody would really expect him to be necessarily. Certainly Boulder isn't checking there right now, but he's gotta move quick. That pyro is a problem. And, oh, never mind, he switched off. This is actually prime position for Scar to be in. Oh my god.
Oh, maybe QB just kind of faked them out there. You know, they just went, oh, is QB on spy now? No, he's not.
Yeah, they already had the spy, so they like preempted it a little bit. He's
the Demo Man.
He's gonna go for that one. Fancy, fair enough, good enough. He's gonna cloak as well and get away with it for now. They haven't found him. The demo's been taken down. There goes the sentry. My game is frozen, which means it's probably GG lag. Anyway, there's an Uber exchange going on, and it looks like a bit of a better Uber for the Frenchies as they get a little bit of cap time as well. The frags are certainly not falling in their favor necessarily. Fancy is finally gonna respawn as well, and Jux and Raph are dead for the Frenchies. There goes Deli. They do find Piggles though, which is a huge one if they want to repush after this. And QB and Patchouli have escaped. So for the time being,
yeah, the repush thoughts live, but it is going to be a bit into the future here. They can't just walk in there with a scout and a medic. That's not good enough. We've seen that how that ends already. You can't get a lot of kills like that. So first order of business is going to be to retake this second point, and then after that it's going to be pushing it onto the soul.
oh my god.
Did QB just like lag out and not see that pipe? Oh my god, Raph goes down as well. This is turned into a complete disaster. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they had Uber out and everything, but they missed it away.
I mean, they still have it. I guess. They're just not getting much done with the advantage positioning or anything like that, and they're slowly but surely leading players. Matter of fact, maybe that lag I experienced earlier was just a pause because QB crashed, so who knows? He's certainly playing right now, and Frenchies are back to re-aggress. MANDEM didn't get much done with that aggression, and they bought themselves perhaps a little bit of time to get Pickles a chance to get another Uber. Scar can't quite work his magic just yet either, but they do retake second, and there's no way MANDEM are pushing out a lost,
So I didn't really want to say anything, but I'm pretty sure it was just your computer lagging because I didn't get any lag.
Alright, fair enough. That was a weird lag spike though, so, you know.
Yeah. Alright, okay, so our production says that QB, he didn't lag out anything, he was just transfixed by a sticky trap, and he was like, ooh, I should watch out for that, and then he didn't see the pipe. Coming straight for him.
Fair enough. Anyway, even Uber situation. No off-classes just yet except Boulder, Golden Sentry. So, what do you do if you're 3.5 stars? You gotta try and convert this push. You struggled before already. We went to a round reset, which, well, took them to the golden cap afterwards, I suppose, but still, they gotta find a way to convert this somehow. The Sentry's still on level 2. If they move quickly enough, maybe they can get a soldier in. Oh, never mind. It's upgraded. Alright. It's definitely not happening now. And unless they just want to go for an exchange, I don't know, man. We gotta see some more shenanigans.
The double soldiers in. This is where something happens. Scott's gonna be the first one to go down. So far, yet no one's even close. Pig was just hiding under the stairs. So everyone was too much for them. Looks like Nicky wants to go out here, see if he can get a good little snipe.
Does not get much with it, unfortunately, but he does continue to peek aggressively. Will he actually get something with it, though? That's the real question. If he's getting flinched even just by a little bit of chip damage, it's going to make it significantly harder. And he's committed, but I don't think he's getting much done with it. Again, even after 2 frags, it just allows Scar to get back on Spy again. It allows the Frenchies to try some more shenanigans. MANDEM probably aware that there could be a Spy threat coming in anytime soon, but
like after a suicide like that, it's the most obvious time to go Spy. So, you know, maybe you overthink it a little bit. Like you can kind of use the meta against them because they know that it's kind of dumb to go Spy.
No, he beefs it. Oh, that's unfortunate. He doesn't get that, and Nicky got his body shot onto Scar as well in the meantime. Well, much killing Scar with that juxtapise in the meantime is what I meant to say. So, it's not looking that good for the Frenchies trying to break open this last push once more. However, it's also not looking good for MANDEM to try and push out. Even with 2 players down, you do got that sniper. He has to hit a shot, otherwise he's not pulling any weight at all. And the respawners coming in for Frenchies as well, they gotta give up lobby again very soon. And matter of fact, QB might just
getting rushed out by a scout.
Okay, he won't get the kill, but he will certainly push that sniper out of lobby for now. Frenchie's got to find a response to this, man. They can't break this hold.
Yeah, they have about 2 minutes to do it, and then it gets reset again. And it would be so disheartening to see them just waste an opportunity like that. This started out as an Uber ad, right? Alright, double soldier bomb once again. Pickles is gonna get bombed. Oh, he dropped!
There you go, he dropped.
To sync up perfectly.
That's what you want to see. The second time or third time's a charm, or I don't know how many times, but it worked that time. There you go. They got what they needed. Now they just wait for the soldiers to come back, and MANDEM are scrambling. It is so over for them unless they work an absolute, like, magic spell. They gotta cast something here. They gotta cast Holy Protection on that point or something, because these French players are rearing to come in. They got that Uber ready. They got everybody healed up, trying to get them as buffed as possible. Probably going for that shutter push, it seems like. As they push in as deep as they can, right side as well to take down the Sentry immediately. Cap time already as well. Nobody blocking for so long. Finally, some MANDEM players decide to play the objective, and they've traded out a couple players so far. There goes Hans as well, but it's not enough. They push him off the point. The heavy can't make it fast enough, and there you go. GG's. We're gonna have the second map be taken in the golden cap by 3.5 stars, which means this is a 3-all game.
Yeah, both players take a map. Oh, sorry, both teams take a map in overtime. And that's going to be 3 points apiece. Really great game. I kind of feel like MANDEM threw that game away in both at the end of both maps there. So they end up looking slightly better, but getting the same amount of points. And it just kind of goes to show how close this season is going to be, I feel. Like every single match is probably going to be like this.
Certainly a chance. You were saying MANDEM are going to win this season. They certainly got to work for it. And right now, they literally have less points than Varmkorf. I just want to point that out. Varmkorf currently the best team in Prem.
Yep, true facts.
Just putting it out there. They're currently still the reigning leaders of the table for now.
Reigning points champion, Varmkorf. Yep. That's going to last the entire season, right?
Yeah, sure. Obviously. They're going to win, naturally, at this point. At this point, I believe anything. Anyway, that was quite the match, wasn't it? Certainly didn't expect it to be this close. Like, I expected a good match. I didn't expect this much out of a Wrath coming out of retirement to lead his team to victory once more. So I'm impressed. I suppose we'll see how they continue for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to follow. And absolutely, you can do that here on Team Fortress TV. There are some logs on the screen. I don't really care too much to look at them, to be honest here with you, Cerny.
Yeah.
I just think we should close down the broadcast and tell you guys to tune in. I think there's going to be a game tomorrow. Not sure who's playing, but definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah,
look out for the match tomorrow. Look out for anything else on TFTV and wherever other channels that you get information from. You know, people are smart. They figure this stuff out, right? People we're talking to Zoomers. They know how the internet works. Like I don't have to explain all of this. We're just gonna stop. We're just gonna log off. It'd be very funny if Antti just gonna cut me off while I'm still talking. But I think, I don't know how well I can set that up. So I'm just gonna say bye.